Hi guys, how's it going? It's going really good for me. I am having a fantastic day. First off, I woke up this morning and I had 402 subscribers, and I was thrilled about that. But now, as I'm recording this, I have 464 subscribers. It would literally take me months to have gained 62 more subscribers in one day. And I owe that all to George, my good friend George, and Dave Mack for interviewing him this morning. He gave a shout out to me, and thankfully, a lot of you listened. A lot of you love George like I do. And so you came over and subscribed, and I am so grateful. And I thought I should probably do a little introductory post for those of you that don't know me and what my site is about, so you'll know whether you want to stick around or not. Hopefully you will. Obviously, if you're here, I'm assuming you're carnivore, and I am in my 11th week as a carnivore. I started, 11 weeks ago, and I was having trouble getting off the ground pretty much. And so I made kind of a clickbait post, but it really wasn't. I wanted to be kind of funny and coy, and I titled it "Why I Hate Carnivores." And then when you click on it, I basically was saying I don't hate carnivores. I'm just jealous of carnivores. I hate them because I ain't them yet, and I want to be one. And George had saw that, and he came over here, I guess, loaded for bear, was gonna, give me a chewing out or argue with me or whatever, but he realized that's not what I was about. And instead, he became a very good friend and supporter. And since then, he has just been a godsend. And if you know him, you know that's just how he is. He's just an amazing man, and I just love him dearly. We've become very close friends, and he has really been so supportive because being new to carnivore, not knowing anything about it at all, I've heard about it a little bit, just thought it was for weirdos and people that just didn't really want to diet. They just wanted to eat lots of fat and meat. I didn't realize that it was a healing diet. But anyway, he has given me so many links and such great information, and turned me on to other YouTubers and other websites to help me on my journey. And thank God he did, because I'll tell you, there's been quite a few times when I was ready to just throw in the towel. And because of George, he's kept me going. There's been a lot of times, just with most diets that I've ever done, usually if I don't see results right away, I throw in the towel. But with carnivore, it's been different, because even though I didn't see the results as far as weight loss that I wanted to see immediately, what was that? It got really light in the dark. Anyway, I did start healing, and that was miraculous. That happened almost instantly within the first 3 or 4 days. I started healing, and that's what I was looking for more than anything out of a diet. I wasn't at that point, I wasn't necessarily looking to lose weight, although God knows I do need to lose weight. I still do. But at that time, I was sick. I was sick and I was depressed, and I couldn't even think about losing weight. I just wanted to feel better. I wanted to be able to get out of bed. I was in terrible shape. The year prior to this, I was in a deep depression. I had lost my sister, who I was a caregiver for like 7 years. She was mentally and physically handicapped. She passed away from dementia. She was bedridden for the last 2 years, and I was her caregiver. And I loved it. I loved taking care of her. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But during that period of time, it became my whole life. And I was getting sicker and sicker. I wasn't leaving the house. I became housebound. COVID had hit, before that, and that didn't help. But anyway, I wasn't taking care of myself, and I had gained a lot of weight, and I was severely anemic, and I didn't even know it at the time. And that just got progressively worse. And then she died. She passed away in August last year, not this last year, but the year before. And 2 days after she passed away, my only daughter, who had been living here with her daughter, moved. They moved up north. She had gotten a really good job, and so it was already planned out. We didn't know that my sister was going to pass away 2 days before she moved. So anyway, she went ahead and moved. I wanted her to go and start her new life, but all of a sudden I found myself with an empty nest. It was just me and my husband, and like I said, I hadn't been taking care of myself, so I was very sick. And then I went into a deep depression for losing my daughter, my granddaughter, and my sister all at once. That's how it felt. And I just got sicker and sicker. And my hemoglobin was down to 6.2. Normal is 12 and above. Anything below 9 is something to worry about. 7 is leukemic. And for mine to be 6.2, I had to go in and get a blood transfusion. They wanted to hospitalize me. I didn't do any of that. I was going to cure myself. And the funny thing is, this would have been a perfect opportunity for any doctor to promote the carnivore diet. But instead of telling me to go home and eat red meat, they told me to go home and eat iron fortified cereals, because the cereals nowadays are fortified with iron, and that's what I needed. So I did. I ate cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner pretty much, and I wasn't getting well. I did get a little bit better. I think I brought my hemoglobin count up to 9, and so I was feeling somewhat better. And I decided that I'm too old for this. If I don't stop this decline now, I'm not going to be around much longer. I have to do something. So I embarked on what I called my healthy lifestyle journey, and I started recording it. I wanted to share it and hopefully get other people to help me, or I could help other people, whatever. And I started doing that. And so 3 months prior to starting Carnivore, I was trying all different things. I tried various diets and cutting things out and walking and drinking more water and taking supplements and just, whatever. And it was helping, because at least now I was doing something positive, but it wasn't enough. And finally, I went back to work. I decided to go back to work, but it was hard for me because I struggled getting out of bed in the morning. I would be dizzy and lightheaded. I'm very weak, but I did it. I pushed through. And my client's mother was the one that turned me on to the carnivore diet. I seen how healthy and vital, and she looked wonderful, and she's the same age as me. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try. But before I even started that, she was talking to me about oxalates, which that was something I'd never even heard of. And so when she did mention carnivore after that, I listened to her, because I thought, this lady knows what she's talking about. Because when she got me to quit oxalates, I noticed a difference right away just from doing that. It helped with the inflammation. But anyway, so I started doing carnivore, and I went online, and I was talking about it, but I was struggling a little bit. And like I said, once I made that post, I got the most hits on that post out of any of my posts because I think more people wanted to argue with me than anything. But everybody was wonderful. All the carnivores came out in droves, and everybody was supportive and kind, and it was wonderful. And I got such encouragement, and that just spurred me on. I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do. If for no other reason, these people are amazing. Everybody's so kind. And my theory was, and still is, that when you feel good and you're healthy, you are good. You want to be a better person. And I feel like these people, they felt good, and they knew why, and they wanted to share that. And I was the perfect person to share this with. I needed that. So I did it. I started doing carnivore, and I did lose quite a bit of weight at the very beginning. I had lost 15 pounds prior. I want to mention that. In those 3 months prior, I had lost 15 pounds. That's all. And then these last 10 and a half weeks, I lost another 25 just on carnivore. But I thought it was slow for some reason. I thought, why is it taking so long? Because I'm watching other people, and they're losing weight by buckets. And I thought, I'm doing something wrong. But anyway, so yeah, when I first started carnivore, because it's an elimination diet, I was cutting out carbs and sugar. I did lose, a little bit of weight pretty fast that first week or so, like you do. But then it stopped, and I'd go a couple weeks without losing anything. But I was feeling better. I got rid of all my inflammation. I was sleeping. My energy picked up. I was probably getting the iron I needed now. And just a host of other issues were clearing up. So that made me so happy. And at that point, it was like, I don't even care if I lose any weight. I feel so good. I'm going to stick to this. And, weeks passed and I'm feeling great. And, I feel like, okay, I healed any issues that I had. I was healed from them now. So now I thought I do want to focus on losing the excess weight because that's going to make me feel even better. Okay, so I need to work on that. And honestly, I had thought the weight loss wasn't really that great. I was like, why am I, because I'm just eating meat, eggs, and butter. I should be just, dropping the weight right and left, but I wasn't. And when I finally stopped to understand what was going on, I realized that I had stopped eating. I was eating like 600-700 calories a day, and I think I went into starvation mode. I wasn't eating enough fat or protein. And once I realized that, and I made myself some fat bars, the carnivore crack, the weight started coming off again. I lost 4 pounds in like 4 days. So I realized it wasn't the carnivore diet, it was me. I was doing things wrong. So now I'm at the point in the diet or in the carnivore lifestyle. I know people don't like diet, it triggers them, but it's, what we eat is called our diet. But I have upped my macros. I'm eating more protein, more fat. The weight loss is a lot more steady. I get on the scale, and which I'm a scale addict. I've been trying to, get away from that, but I'm not doing very good at that. But anyway, I do notice daily that it goes down, even if it's just a few ounces, because prior to this, it wasn't. I'd go for 2 weeks and it would actually go up. It would go up a pound or whatever. And I thought, okay, this is crap. I'm not going to stick to this if this is how it's going to go. But anyway, now that I think I've figured out what I was doing wrong, and I think I'm doing it right now, I think it's going to be okay. I think I'm going to lose at a consistent rate. That's all I wanted, even if it's only a pound and a half a week, as long as it's, a consistent decline in my weight. That's what I want to see. I know it doesn't always work that way, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit carnivore. Carnivore is a miracle. Carnivore has healed a knee that I thought I was going to need surgery on. I don't have to use a cane now. It's healed my depression. I sleep like a normal human being. I wake up feeling refreshed instead of hungover and just waiting to go back to bed. So no, I'm not going to quit carnivore, but I will tweak it as I go along in order to find out what's going to work best for me in losing the weight, because I have at least 35 to 50 pounds that I need to lose. So I should be losing weight. It's not like, oh, I only weigh 95 pounds and, of course I'm not going to lose weight. But at this point, I do have some excess weight that needs to come off. And there's no reason why it shouldn't. As long as I walk every day, I'm exercising, not exercising, I'm walking. Big difference, I think, because I walk like 2 miles. But and it's a flat surface. It's not on an incline or anything. But I'm moving my body. I live in a 2-story. I'm up and down the stairs 20 times a day. I take care of my grandkids. I'm running around, so I don't feel sedentary. But anyway, I feel like between that, I've cut out all the carbs. I've cut out all the sugars. I should be losing some weight. Another thing though that I was having issues with, and I just watched, I should have wrote it down. I watched a female doctor, and she explained it so perfectly. And I wish I had known this all along. And even in prior diets, when you're losing weight, especially if you lose it fast, like I did at the beginning when I had this issue, your fat cells, they hold on to all those toxins and all that crap that you've been eating. And as they shrink, they release the toxins into your bloodstream. So that's why you feel sick. You get nauseous and headachy and stuff. Well, that was happening to me every so often. I would be like, oh my God, I feel terrible. It must mean I need carbs or sugar. I need to go off the carnivore diet, because that's how I handled it prior to this. When I was doing other diets, whenever I started feeling crappy, I blamed the diet. And as soon as I did eat carbs or sugar and I stopped losing weight, I did feel better. But that's why. So now when I feel sick, I understand why. And I know I just need to drink more water, flush it out, and stick with it. It usually only lasts a day or two. But my God, that's something I wished I would have known years ago. It would have made a huge difference with me and trying to lose weight. But now I know. And so it happens every so often. It feels like the keto flu, but the keto flu lasted a little bit longer. When I first started this, I think I was a few weeks in and I got the keto flu because I wasn't doing the electrolyte thing. I just, I didn't want to spend the money. It was so expensive. Well, I realized that it's definitely worth the money. But that's another issue. Maybe you guys know there seems to be some, I don't know, controversy around the element. And I just ordered it and I love it. It's so good, but apparently there's some controversy I think with maltodextrin. If I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, and I guess it's not good. I don't know. I'll look into it and see. But gosh, I spent a fortune on this stuff because I was so happy with it. I thought, yay! I finally get something sweet. I'm drinking the chocolate salt, and it's just like a cup of hot chocolate. And I was just so ecstatic after being a sugar addict and giving the sugar up and thinking I can actually have something sweet. This was like a freaking miracle. And now they're telling me that it's bad. I don't want to hear that. So I'm going to drink it all up before I know for sure. I don't want to have to throw it away. But I also found stevia, liquid stevia, not the ones in the packets with the fillers. That probably is the same thing, huh? But yeah, that's helped me a lot too. So uh, yeah, the carnivore community has been absolutely amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough. I've done every diet under the sun. I know I say this in every video. I'm 63. I have literally tried every diet, you name it, even the most obscure diets. I've probably done it. And I have never had the benefits from any of those diets that I have gotten from the carnivore diet. It's been absolutely amazing to me. And for that reason alone, I would never quit. But it maybe isn't the most miraculous as far as weight loss, but it's good. I figured it out. I'm losing roughly 2.5 pounds a week, which is a very healthy, sustainable weight loss. Uh, so I've lost 40 pounds altogether, but more than pounds, I've lost inches. And I didn't even know until I took pictures. I think it was 2 videos back where I took a picture of me in the same outfit, just like 6 months apart. And I was blown away. I was like, how can 40 pounds make that much of a difference? But it's just body composition, the fat. I don't know. I don't know, but it did because the shirt that I wore was so baggy compared to the when I wore it prior. I mean, I popped a button off of it before. You can see if you look at the pictures the way it hangs, and it was tight in the arms. And I just was like, I just stared and stared at that picture because it was like I had no idea, because in my mind I was still that fat. You don't realize. And I was like, wow, this is wonderful. I didn't understand how can people lose so many inches and not lose, the pounds. I'm still not clear on that, but whatever, it's working and I'm very happy with it. And I will continue to do this for the next 50 pounds. And I downloaded one of those apps, and according to this app, by March, I shall have lost all the weight, which we'll see, right? But like I said, it's a healthy, sustainable weight loss. I've done crash diets before where I have lost weight a lot faster, but always gained it back and then some. I don't think that's going to happen this time around. Like I said, it just feels good. I'm at the point too now where I've eliminated everything and I ate everything, but now I'm just eating meat and butter, and I eat a very little bit of cheese, and I drink coffee. I know not all carnivores agree with that, but I'm not quitting it, so don't even try. But where am I going with this? I'm 63. I lose my train of thought all the time. My God. Oh, I know something else. I forgot what I was talking about, so I'm going to talk about something else. I was making these boo bags for my grandkids, and so I have all this candy. And since I've been doing this diet, I don't have anything bad in my house. That's how I managed to stick to it. I just don't buy it. It's not around. I'm not tempted. I'm doing great. Well, for the first time in 11 weeks, I've got this in my house. And I didn't think it was going to be a problem. It's a problem. I haven't given into temptation yet, but it would be so easy to pop one of them little fun-sized candy bars in my mouth and just ruin 11 weeks. So I decided to make some more of my carnivore crack, which I give a recipe. Recipe like it's my recipe. It's 2 sticks of butter and some bacon. Yeah, big recipe. But anyway, I talk about it in my prior videos where I literally thought I was going to burn down my kitchen. You'll see my stove is smoking, and I'm not a cook, but now I know not to cook the butter so fast. Anyway, I made a batch of that, and I'm thinking that's going to help me overcome my temptation, and I won't give in to the desire to eat a fun sized little piece of candy. Just a little piece of candy like that will ruin everything, and I'm not doing it. But it's tempting. It's like a drug addict, and you put the drug in front of them, a few lines of cocaine or something, and say, "Don't touch it." That's how I feel right now. It's like I just, but I've got my element. I got my chocolate. It's helping. I'm just going to stick to this. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little bit of, what this channel is about. Just me blathering on about doing the carnivore diet and how wonderful it is and how wonderful the community is and just my daily struggles. I was whining a lot because I thought my weight loss was slow, but now that I realize it's not, I won't be whining as much. I'll find something to whine about, but I just, I want to help other people. That's the main reason for the channel, because there's still a lot of people that don't know about it. I mean, we all know about it and we think it's great and wonderful, but we still got to get the word out. There's still a bunch of people that just think it's just crazy. I mean, eating fat and red meat, we all know that causes heart disease and gout and no fiber, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, there's a lot of people out there with that same mindset. That was me 11 weeks ago, and thinking it was going to just raise my cholesterol, and that would be the worst thing in the world. I would have to get on statins. I didn't know anything about cholesterol. Still not real sure about it, but I guess it's not as bad as I thought. And yeah. So yeah, if you're doing carnivore and you want to talk about it, shoot me a comment. I love talking to other carnivores and getting some ideas. The best thing about the carnivores, though, you guys aren't judgmental. Like when I talk about what I'm doing wrong, you don't come on here and scold me. You relate, or you give me some ideas of what I can do, and I appreciate that, because I've done other diets where people weren't so forgiving, or they were very judgmental, and they wanted to jump on me and tell me what I was doing wrong, and that don't help. That made things worse. It's like, well, then I'm quitting. I don't want to do this. But no, you guys have been just absolutely wonderful. So how long have I been talking? My God, I get to talking and hours pass by. I'm sorry. I don't get to talk much during the day, so it's like, and then my husband goes to bed early because he gets up really early, and yeah, so when I do find somebody, a captive audience like this, I can just blather away for days. But I guess that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I still have a lot more that I want to talk about, but I'll save it for the next video because nobody's going to listen to me for half an hour. If you make it to the end of the video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Otherwise, I'll try and cut them down. I should do more like 10, 15-minute videos. I have done a few that are that short, but most of mine are pretty long because I like to ramble on and on like I'm doing now. So anyway, I'm going to end this video and try, and I think I'm going to watch a Halloween movie. I watched The Craft last night. That's one of my favorite movies, being witchy like I am. I love those type of movies, but I think, what? I like Gilmore Girls when they came out with the A Year in the Life. It's so perfect for the fall and the winter and stuff. I need the feels. I need the fall feels. I don't have that because I live in Southern California. It's been hotter than Hades. Today was the first. Well, we've had a couple sporadic days, but today is the beginning of, I believe, fall. I think we're done with the 90-degree temperatures. It was like in the 60s, and it almost looked like it wanted to rain. Fantastic. I can almost light my fireplace. So Anyway, with that thought, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.